All right, all right, all right. What's up, peoples? What's up, peoples? What's up, peoples? Today, we are going to talk about the Game Award nominations. We're also going to talk about XO18. Was it the best or was it a bust? And we're also going to talk about this Fallout 76. What is the real Fallout here? But before we get too deep into that, this is another episode of Scram Punks, right? And let me introduce you to the illustrious hosts. Host number one, Dirt McGirt. That's his name. Dirt Griggity. What's going on, man?
What is going on, y'all? This is Dirt Griggity, aka Mr. Chocolate Face up in here.
Oh man, chocolate face. This is the triple decker chocolate bar here. Pause. But what's going on, Dirt? How you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. I'm good, man. I'm feeling good, man. My Pistons just won. I'm happy right now, brother.
I know you were sitting there screaming. That's what happened. I had to put some gauze on my eardrums.
Yeah,
You were sitting there screaming and bursting my knob. Hey, whenever the Pacers won, this is a celebration, bitches. All right. Hey, and can't forget the one, the only TRS Fusionwolf. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, you guys? TRS Fusionwolf, aka TRS Scram Punks. How's everyone doing today? Can't wait to get this started.
Word. Let's talk about these games, man. Let's talk about these games. We're sorry as everybody's filling in. Y'all know the deal. It is your boy and myself. I almost forgot. It is your boy MM2K, aka Radio Raheem D, mother good D, up in the party as well. Did I say that right, or did he say C, mother? I can't remember.
D.
Oh, D. Okay, all right. So, no, it's late, y'all. With that being said, we tried to get a special guest on here. Me and the fellas was talking. We was trying to get Jill Scott up on here. You know see if she could help us adjust our Yetis. But you know, right. It didn't work out. Sorry, fellas. But with that being said, let me go back to the panel, man. The killer panel. What have y'all been playing? We're gonna start with the man, Dirt Griggity. What you been playing, bro?
Well, I'm still playing that Red Dead Redemption since the game is 213 hours long.
Woo, I know.
I'm only on chapter 3, but I've been playing I've been playing Battlefield 5. I booted that up on EA Access. It's okay. It's Battlefield. But yeah, that's about it.
Let me ask you, Dirt, it's still the game, is the game officially out, or everybody can still do that 10-hour trial, right?
No, it comes out excuse me, Friday, I believe.
Oh, okay.
But you can definitely do the 10-hour trial.
Okay. All right, that's what's up. TRS Fusionwolf.
What's going on, man? I was very curious about the Battlefield 5. I actually saw the official trailer, but I got a pretty good review from Dirt. So everything's pretty good with that. But as far as what I've been playing, I've actually been running through the Game Pass pretty decent. I've been playing some really old stuff. For example, I don't know if anybody's ever heard of Shadow Warrior. It's yeah. So I was trying that, and considering it's an old game with kind of mediocre graphics, it was pretty fun just doing that cold first person melee type thing. But other than that, of course, I've been doing Skyrim, Destiny Bot, and the main thing, I've been trying to restart Witcher 2.
Okay,
that's what I've been trying to do, so that I can lead on to Witcher 3.
Witcher 3. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I ain't played nothing.
Yeah,
I ain't done. You know what, y'all? I gotta be honest with you. I haven't even cracked up. I got Red Dead Redemption sitting right here. I'm shaking it right now. That's Red Dead Redemption, folks. I installed it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I kind of got frustrated because I haven't had this feeling since the 360 days where you got like multiple discs from Rockstar and you got to install this and install that and then shake them 7 times. And it pissed me off because I went to install it. I went downstairs to watch a movie with the wife, and then it was like, you got to install this too. So I put in this too, and then I wanted this one again. This is a whole bunch of mess, man. I was like, fuck it.
Yeah, that's why you go digital, brother.
Yeah, I know, man. I should have went digital, but I'm cheap. Gamefly, I'm cheap as hell.
Gamefly, okay, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Until MM2K get them free copies in the mail like IGN, you know what I mean? I get Gamefly. That's all I can afford right now. But no, I haven't tried anything except I did play a little bit of Destiny. And I want to tell you.
What?
I want to tell you. I played played some Destiny last week, bro. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But what I'm not doing TRS is I refuse. And I'm sorry, chat, I can't see y'all right now if y'all in the chat. But, we appreciate y'all straight up. What I didn't do TRS is I have not. You know how if you started the game late, they give you that option to like boost yourself up with the coin and shit?
Yeah.
I did not do that. And the reason why I did not do that is because I want to experience, this is my first time really like dealing with the game.
Right.
Experience it from the get. So I'm
the same way. I didn't use mine either. I still got mine.
Word. They give you one for each. You know what? It pissed me off, and I don't want to do too much Destiny talk because that's.
Hey, come on, man.
We trying to keep all five of them. The reason why I messed up because last Destiny, it was me, you, and Poop Deck playing. Big ups to Poop Deck.
Who is now Solidus Pliskin.
Solidus. Okay, all right. Big. I feel more comfortable saying that. Big ups to Solidus. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Get off me.
We got some scandalous people in the chat. That dude Neethles, he says Destiny is trash and a scam. That's a goddamn shame. Oh, that's a goddamn shame. Neethles.
It was at one time.
Yeah, it was. Neethles, you're banned.
Shout out to Neethles and Jill Scott.
And Jill Scott. Oh man. Hey yo, don't put Neethles and Jill Scott the same sentence.
Apologies.
I don't want Neethles adjusting my Yeti. Okay.
I don't want to see that video.
I want to see the Neethles is my homie. We do and shameless plug XBR podcast. I think we're gonna do one this Saturday, but let me shut up. Let me just shut up. We're gonna do one this Saturday, I believe, but I got to talk to Neethles because this is news to him. But anyway, with that being said, I ain't really played anything, man. I've really been slacking. I've been catching up on anime. This ain't the anime show. Woo, some tight anime. You can blame TRS because TRS told me to watch that Castlevania. Woo! There you go. No, Jill Scott didn't get a hold of me. Yeah, man.
I was curious, man.
Bruh. And then I did some Attack on Titan, but I haven't really been gaming. Shame on me. But I'm going to this week. And then also shameless plug before we start going head deep into the show. Check out my new channel. It's MM2K Gaming. All right. MM2K Gaming, all one word, on YouTube, Mixer, and Twitch. I did my partial stream of Defiance 2050 on there. So check it out. And I'm not quite sure.
Subscribed, so y'all should subscribe.
Yeah, so y'all do it too. Y'all do it too.
If TRS Fusionwolf can do it, you can too.
So with that being said, all right, let's hop into these topics, people. Let's do this. All right.
Yeah.
What are we going to talk about first? Well, first, let me see here. Let's before we get to the big kahunas, we got a little tasty tidbit here. Phil Spencer talks about the Xbox, the next Xbox console. He did an interview with, I think, what was that, Live Up or 7 Up or something like that, and where he talks about, there's some interesting things that he said. He talked about the state of their mobile gaming and what their approach to mobile. He talked about well, I'll say that for last. He talked about no other way. Let's just tackle it. He talked about Game Pass not only just coming to the PC, but them hinting, and I think he lit this out the bag and he didn't mean to, that that Game Pass coming to other quote unquote platforms. You know what I'm saying? So we could talk about that. But first, let's tackle the whole mobile thing. In the interview, not only does he talk about the next console, all he basically said was he's excited about it, which I think we all on the panel are excited about it too, correct? Would that be a fair assessment?
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, definitely. Now, their approach to mobile, I found this somewhat interesting because he says their approach to mobile, he was specifically asked, hey, Phil, are you guys working on a dedicated piece of software or hardware to go with your Xbox library to do mobile or streaming? And he said, yeah, there's a console for that. It's called your phone. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, he does not have any interest in having dedicated piece of hardware, like a handheld or something like that. It's all streamed to the phone. So let's start with you, Griggity. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that's a bad idea? Because there's rumblings in the air. We haven't reported it here because we don't have enough information and we haven't looked into it much. But there's rumblings in the air that there's going to be a tablet or some type of handheld device that's going to be that's going to come with the PlayStation 5. Do you think it's a good or a bad idea that Microsoft is not working on a dedicated piece of handheld hardware?
Listen, I know I am an Xbox guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want people to say, "Oh, I know this there."
Oh, shoot!
That they're not working on dedicated hardware, because if PlayStation come out with some shit like that,
yeah,
that might have Xbox One written all over it, man.
Yeah. What do you think, the little tablet?
Yeah, man, or Wii U or something. I just think, I think the Xbox One showed that people, when it comes to consoles, people just want to sit down with a powerful console and play. Now, with Microsoft,
what's going on?
We already have.
Uh-oh. You going in and out, man. I don't think PlayStation like you talking about their handheld.
Oh shit, y'all can hear me, y'all?
Yeah, you good now. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Damn, man. I'm sorry, bro.
You good?
No, but my point is, like the phones, we all have the phones, right?
Yeah.
So why not just use that, what we already have? If it works, if the streaming works how they say it's going to work, I think that's a better way to go, instead of creating a device, making a device, doing R&D on a new device, a handheld device. No. Yeah. I think that's a good thing that they're not going that way.
Or TRS, what are your thoughts, man? Is Microsoft messing up, man? Do they need that hardware to take on a bus? The hell with your phone is for talking to mom, right?
Well, I'm looking at it from like a more of a business sense. I mean, the way I see it, if it's lucrative, man, and if the puppets will purchase it, man, if they enjoy it, that's fine. But at the same time, I'm asking myself, is this like everybody's trying to rip off now Nintendo, or what is this? Is this? I don't really know. I'm not trying to get deep into the handheld stuff. I just do my phone when I'm at work or something like that. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have told them. They're listening. But I'm just, I can't. I'm done with the handhelds. I'm like how Dirt said, with just sitting down and playing on a good console. That's where I'm at. But at the same time, I'm just looking at, look, if they can create something handheld or something that can connect to a handheld and they make money from it, more power to them. But just don't use it to like handicap the access that I have on the games I'm already I'm already getting into. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to explain. I'm into any lucrative way that they can, make money, but I don't want it to really badly affect me as a console gamer, if that makes any kind of sense.
No, excuse me. But Phil did say that they're definitely going to make traditional consoles, and those aren't going anywhere.
Good.
Yeah.
And he did say that. So
this would be an extension, from what I understand. Well, before I start babbling, let's go to the chat. Big ups to Jay Gotham and Neethles and Mr. Righteous Fish, everybody, man. King X Player, what up? What up, F dudes? Hey, yo, big up to everybody in the chat so far. Neethles says Game Pass on PC is a W. My PC library is about to explode. And Jay Gotham coach says, facts. I use Switch on TV, not really handheld. I agree with handheld comment. Here's my thoughts on the whole kit and caboodle, though. This is going to be unpopular, but MM2K is all about controversy. I don't see nothing wrong with PlayStation having a dedicated piece of hardware. Not a tablet, though. That's some dumb shit. That's some dumb shit right there. But wouldn't it be dope? Just think, maybe it's just me being cosmic and back in my Transformer days and shit, me being ultra extra. But wouldn't it be dope if instead of a PlayStation DualShock, or along with the PlayStation DualShock, that was your controller 1 and your controller 2 was a new enhanced PlayStation Vita. And then the Vita would have the capability of playing all your AAA games, and you can take that motherfucker with you on the go. To me, that would be dope, because even though streaming is cool and I'm using it on my phone or whatever, Microsoft got to figure out a way, and not just Microsoft, but all of them got to figure out a way. How are they going to have the peripheral, you know what I'm saying, attached to the phone? Now, I bought a peripheral that's cool, but I can't constantly keep it on my phone. So unless Microsoft is savvy and they come up with a case, a phone case, and it has to be universal at that goes around your phone, that has like the joystick parts come out, you're going to have to carry the joystick with you. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, people will do it, but just for the sake of convenience, I'm old, man. My teeth is falling out and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, I got like 2 specks of hair, and they're not on my head, they're on my back and in my nose and shit. Like, you know, come on, man. Like, I want convenience. So it wouldn't be that inconvenient for me. I know y'all sitting there thinking, well, damn, if you're carrying a PS Vita, why not just carry a controller? But the PS Vita is a little bit more, it's sleeker and it's not as bulky. Maybe it's just me being extra. But I think a dedicated device that's specifically made for gaming might perform better, right? And it would just be cool. But I don't know. I'm gonna bounce that back to the panel. Start with Griggity. What are your thoughts on that? Am I being extra or what?
Yeah, a little bit. So you're saying okay, so if they have a Vita type device, would they still, I mean, how would you play it? Would it be CDs? What would it be, streaming also? Or you're saying you wouldn't want it to be streaming? Okay.
I would think it would be, you know, when I think it would be streaming, like, all streaming, local and then on the go. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Because the tablet right now from what I understand, the tablet is going to be just local. You know what I'm saying? But that's stupid to me because you can already do the remote play off the PlayStation 4 right now, I think, with your phone. So that
sounds expensive to me, though.
Yeah.
That sounds expensive.
Just do the if you do throw an enhanced PlayStation Vita in there, it's not going to be cheap. That is true. Yeah. That is true. So maybe you have a couple bundles. You have one with it and one without it. Like, we got a lot of people out here. Like big up to Kratos, you know what I'm saying? The pony extraordinaire. No, he's fresh out of jail, right? Kratos is out here talking about, man, don't nobody want to stream and carry. But meanwhile, he loves his Nintendo Switch. But don't nobody want to stream no PlayStation games. All right, for those that don't want it, don't get the bundle that has the PlayStation Vita in it. But if you do want that capability, maybe get it. I'm not saying, again, and I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna turn it back to you and TRS. I'm not saying that the phone option is bad. It's not. I mean, if they can get the same type of latency or close to it outside of the home that I'm seeing on the home, like I'm playing my Steam games, man. But I'm just always looking for the best when it comes.
Let me say this. Mm-hmm. Okay, the phone, right?
Yes.
We are older guys, right? We're much older than Nethos and some of the other guys in the chat, right? Mm-hmm. We remember how it was before we had phones, right?
Yeah.
Now, these phones, we do everything with them. Now, I can, of course, sit my black ass on my couch and watch TV.
Yep.
But sometimes while I'm at work, I might want to watch a little YouTube video on my phone.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the same type of thing with this streaming thing. I don't know if people are going to sit there and play a 70-hour Red Dead Redemption 2 on their phone. Mm-hmm. But maybe they'll, just, I'm in this doctor's office. Let me go. You know what? I was playing the game in 2K last night. Let me go and finish this game up. Something like that, maybe. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But I just think the convenience, that word convenience, is what it's all about. And in 2018, that's pretty much what it's about. Convenience.
Yeah. Well, and no, TRS, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think one of the main reasons why I agree with both of you is because, like you were saying before, the generation that we come from. And I think that may or may not be an issue because a lot of this stuff that seems inconvenient for us, a lot of the younger generation that doesn't know any better, I'm sorry to offend you guys, but they're going to buy it, man. And it's going to sell. Keep in mind, I really can't be too skeptical on a lot of stuff because I was the guy that did a celebrity roast for Pokemon Go, and look at how famous that became. As a matter of fact, 2 days ago, a guy walked up to me in front of my job and said, "You play Pokemon Go? Could you help me with?" And this guy looked like he was a full-grown man. So I'm like, and I said, "Man, if you don't get that moist," no, I'm just kidding. I said, "Man," I said, "Look here, man, I don't know anything about Pokemon Go," so I had no idea that would sell. So, I mean, all this kind of stuff for the new age gamers and stuff, I think it'll sell. And for the companies, I rooted on, but I think the main reason why I agree with you guys is because I'm looking for that convenience, and I'm looking to not get my head ripped off. And some people love it. They love to financially get their heads ripped off.
Yeah. And you know what? Can I say something to you? As I said, that was the perfect example of using what we already have. Pokemon Go. That shit was a phenomenon when it came out. Y'all remember?
Yep.
I was the one laughing hysterically at it, and now I feel kind of like, ooh, no.
Right, see, but that's the thing, though. Why was it so big? Now, if everybody had to go buy a PlayStation 5 to play that,
yeah,
do you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be as big of a deal.
Right.
But we already have our phones. All you have to do was download it.
Right.
Bam. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. You're right. It's just me. I'm just being extra. I just like.
No, it's us.
I just like having extra.
That's what it. And Dirt, did you snitch on yourself? Did you say that you watch YouTube at work?
Hell yeah.
That it? We both snitched on each other. Oh, yeah.
I've been watching YouTube. Shit, hey, that's the majority where like I listen to all of my podcasts because I work outside.
Okay.
So sometimes I have some downtime. I'm in my work van. I listen to all my podcasts at work.
It must be an East Coast thing, snitching on yourself, because I did it first. You know, something wrong with
East Coast shit. Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, you guys are right. I'm just being extra. I didn't get many toys growing up. No, yeah, but you are right. Yeah, Pokemon. That's a great point.
Yeah, that was a great example. Pokemon Go.
What Microsoft is going to have to do though is they're going to have to come up with an ingenious way to somehow create an attachment. Mm-hmm. I don't think just expecting gamers to carry their fucking controller around with them. That's like some fucking boomerangs and shit, some ninja star. That's not going to fly. I think what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to create some type of case that works universally, that can clamp down, because the controller that I have right now, and I'm just envisioning this, it has sides to it that have the buttons and the analog on each side, and it clamps over the phone and it tightens itself around the phone. But what if the buttons and shit can push in? You see what I'm saying? Right. They can push in and you can retract them out when you're ready to play a game. Now they can make something like that. Boom, there goes the dynamite. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
You know, but no, the phones the technology is there from what I understand, and the phones are definitely capable. Don't matter. I have a piece of shit ass Motorola phone, and it's like buttery smooth on my phone. So
buttery smooth.
Kylie Rack says in the chat, "Hey yo, MM2K, yo, Battlefield turning out to disappoint Randolph Thor. Was disappointed a bit." Here's the thing, Battlefield, from what big ups to the people at and check them out too. Big ups to and Randolph Thor's the homie. He graced us with his presence last week. So big ups to Randolph. Also another good podcast is Gamertag Radio. I listen to them a lot. They're a lot bigger than a lot of us YouTubers and stuff like that. And Paris went out to Luxembourg he's one of the co-hosts there. He went out to Luxembourg to demo Battlefield 5. And what he told everybody is like, look, they ain't banging with Call of Duty anymore on being the casual favorite. They returned back to their war simulation roots. This is not for casuals. That's what he know. He like, this is the real deal Holyfield again. And that's the Battlefield that I fell in love with. Not this Call of Duty bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So he let you know, he's like, if you're a fan of the original Battlefield and in a simulation approach to gaming and fighting, then this is the one that you want. If not, this ain't gonna be for you. He let you know that up front. So that's probably why Randolph Thor, big up to Randall play Barbie to get them the million points, man. Randolph Thor ain't looking for too much. He ain't looking for that simulation, man. No, big ups to Rand. So that's what it is. And I don't know. I didn't see Randolph's video, but I'm going to guess. I'm going to guess that that's probably part of his issue, is not like the not so friendly or ease of control. And if Rand wants to come on in the future and talk about it, that'd be fantastic too. Love to have him on. But with that being said, he also talked about, Phil, that is, in this interview, he talked about Game Pass going to other platforms. And I found the word now again, let me know if I'm jumping off the ledge here, if I'm doing my thumb on Louise. If he didn't say PC. He said platforms.
I think he's talking about PC, man. I can't see it going on PlayStation.
Yeah, I made a video about this earlier in the year. Xbox will never come to PlayStation. Never.
Right.
They're not going, quote unquote, third party. third party is like ditching your own. They're going to like a service like Steam. You know what I'm saying? With Steam, with Valve is to Steam, Xbox will be to Microsoft. You gotta understand, Phil is the head of Windows gaming. He's not the head of Xbox.
Yep.
Actually, the head of Xbox is Matty B. You know what I'm saying? Matty B is the head of Xbox. Phil is the head of Windows gaming. Now, I know doing XL, they played a little bit of trickery with you, and he said the head of Xbox because this is an Xbox event, and they, try and keep it all relative. But Phil is the head of Windows gaming.
I thought he's the head of all things gaming.
Yeah, all things. Yeah, Windows gaming for Windows, Microsoft. Yeah, so anything Microsoft gaming related, but they put it under the umbrella of Windows. That includes Xbox. Xbox is in that umbrella too.
Okay.
So everything from Minesweep to Halo, it's all under Phil's umbrella. You know what I mean? And with that being said, when he said platform, I think he was using it as a term that we're familiar with. But here's something else that I wanted to talk about in relation to that. I think our terminology or use of the word platform, I think we're going to have to ditch that as far as being stuck to hardware, because everybody's going to be hardware agnostic. And I want to get everybody's thoughts on this. Because when you think about platform, sooner or later, I hate to tell y'all, there is not. I mean, I won't say this generation, maybe not even next generation, but any generation past that, there's not going to be an Xbox. Mm-hmm. There's going to be hardware that you can game on. Most people will be gaming on their PC or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I see a line of Surface Pros, where the streaming might become more relative. You might have some hardware dedicated to that can take a disc, but it's not necessarily going to be a quote unquote Xbox. And when that happens, everything is going to fit under the architecture of Windows. So Xbox is just going to be a brand. It's going to be a brand or a style of game, like the more hardcore games or whatever. For marketing purposes, they're going to be Xbox. Everything is going to be under Windows. And so then platform is going to be hardware agnostic. And you guys got to think about this. For all of you that say you're quote unquote PC fans, you're fans of the PC hardware, but you're not a PC fan per se. You're a fan of the Windows platform. Okay. Mm-hmm. You're a fan of Windows. So actually all y'all PC mugs, y'all in love with Microsoft too, because Microsoft has to allow that game on that platform, on that operating system. You're not praising Linux. You know what I'm saying? You're not praising Ubuntu. You're praising the games that you're playing on Windows platform. Yep. So the next time y'all go into these rants about Xbox, I don't love it. I don't like no Microsoft. I like PC. No, you're not playing these games on Ubuntu, which is actually a form of Linux. You're not playing these games on Linux. You're playing these games on the Windows platform. So guess what? You're a diehard Microsoft Xbox as well. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, man, I'm so glad you said that. I'm so glad you said that. I thought about something the other day. You know how people always say, no, Xbox, I hate how Xbox wants, I hate how Microsoft want Xbox games on PC. But let me ask you something.
Yeah.
I thought about this the other day. The Walton family, right?
Uh-huh.
One of the richest families in the world, right?
Yep.
They own Walmart, Walgreens, Sam's Club. Do you think they would care if you bought a 24 roll of tissue from Walgreens or Walmart or Sam's Club? They don't give a damn as long as you buy from one of those three, right?
Thank you. Microsoft, you're a corporate slave. You're a corporate slave because you like Xbox. God damn it, they're part of Microsoft.
It's all Microsoft, man. It's all Microsoft.
Like, stop it. Stop it. So again, you guys that are like, I'm PC, you're more of a diehard Microsoft fan than any Xbox person is. Because again, you are not playing these games on Ubuntu / Linux. You're playing these games on Windows platform, which is a part of Microsoft like Xbox.
Mark, wait a minute. I don't need an Xbox.
Yeah, exactly.
You think they give a shit as long as you buy that damn game? They don't care, man. I don't need an Xbox if I want to play the exclusives. And Are you gonna buy the exclusive? Yeah, I'm gonna get it on PC. Okay, they're gonna be happy with it.
Exactly. You're getting it on PC and they get paid off of that.
It's stupid.
It's dumb. It's the dumbest argument out there, period. Cali Rex says, MM2K, you're not buying games for Windows through. That's the thing. When you can purchase. No. Here's what you got to understand. Okay, so you may not, and I'm not 100% sure about this, about the whole money part, because again, when you buy a PC game, you're buying actually a Windows game. So you're wrong. So we're wrong there. You cannot take a Windows game, install Ubuntu on it, and play the same game. You can't do it because it's not compatible with that software. When you're buying a PC game, 99 times out of 100, you're buying a Windows PC game. So anything that's playable in the Windows format, there might be some type of royalty. Maybe it's a penny per game. I don't know. There might be some type of royalty and tax that you have to pay for Microsoft, whether you're getting it from their store or not.
Yep.
But the fact of the matter is, whether Microsoft is getting paid from it or not, which in all likelihood, I wouldn't presume why not. Let's just play devil's advocate and say they're not getting paid from it. Microsoft still had to build the infrastructure in order for you to play the game on it. And you're enjoying that game, right? That the 130 frames per second, all the others, that's made possible not only because of the hardware, but the software that it communicates with. So you're just as much as a Microsoft. You can't play that Windows game without the Windows operating system, correct? So what are we saying here? And again, I find it hard to fathom that these games are made for the Windows platform, the Windows operating system, and they're not getting some type of royalty from it. I could be wrong, but this is Microsoft we're talking about, and I'm not going to put a halo over their heads. Microsoft, they're not angels. So I can't imagine that you can play a game on their platform, and I know it sounds like a broken record, and they're not getting a royalty from it. But TRS, what are your thoughts on this, man?
It makes perfect sense. And when you said that he was referring to platforms, maybe I'm just an old head gamer or whatnot, but I thought that included PC. You know what I mean? When you say platform. So I'm seeing it all coming into fruition, all back to Microsoft with this, no matter what's taking place, because it's all connected to me. You know what I mean? It's like you said, it's a Windows operating system, Microsoft X. I mean, they're making money from it somehow. I can't say exactly like how you were saying you can't really figure out how much royalties they're getting, but I'm willing to bet they're getting something. Yeah. They have to. They're doing the work to make sure it happens.
Now they get more. You know, they get more if you buy it from the Windows Store. But to say that Microsoft doesn't get anything, I find, again, I could be wrong.
And it's on their operating system?
At the very least, it's like a penny or a 0.00, a certain percentage out of each game. They're getting something, I would fathom. But, you know, it's worth looking up. But again, let's just play devil's advocate, because what we say all the time, Griggity and TRS, who cares about Microsoft money, right? We're just talking about performance, right? So we're just talking about performance. You can't get that performance unless you play it on their platform, period.
You're going to tell me these pirates are not making a dime. You know what I mean? They got to be doing something. These are pirates we're talking about here. They'll take your children for $1. Come on now.
So they're getting, I fathom there's something out there. But any other thoughts on that before we move on to the big juicy stuff?
No, that was deep. I have nothing to say.
Yeah, I know that anger Griggity, because Griggity hates Xbox, right, Griggity?
Oh yeah.
I hate the shit out of him. I hate it.
How many PC guys do you think are still arguing it, and how many do you think are going, no?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because it's stupid. I'm not going to name any. I got in the back and forth not too long ago on Twitter with somebody in the PC master race. Shut the fuck up. PC operates off of Windows. Again, you're not celebrating the Linux version of these games, because Linux hardly has any versions. They hardly have any. Steam is trying to help create Linux versions, but most of these games are not running off the Linux version, and the Linux version isn't running always as good as the PC version, because the PC is the more familiar platform. So again, we got to get our minds off the hardware. Okay, I get that we're used to doing it that way, but it's 2018 now. And these gaming developers are going to be hardware agnostic. We got data, and we're going to possibly talk about that later, that shows that, hey, PlayStation Now, we talked about this last week with RAM, PlayStation Now, even though we can't go off of those super data numbers because they're not like a one-for-one accurate analytic company, but it shows a trend that PlayStation Now might be the #1 streaming service. So if PlayStation Now is the #1 streaming service, then you know Sony's going to put more dollars and money into streaming. So everybody's going to become hardware agnostic. You can't think of platform as the hardware. You got to think of it as the provider. The provider of the application is the platform that it belongs to. Okay, period. Let me get to the chat. So Cali Rex says, I think they get money for every brand like Alienware or MSI that uses. I think that is where they make their money. Microsoft makes money off selling the software. But again, if you're going to make, it's like Apple or Google or anybody else. You may buy it from their store. Okay, so for instance, who was that? Was it Fortnite? Somebody created a mobile version of a game and they didn't put it on the Google store because they didn't want to pay Google. I think it is 30%, right? Mm-hmm. But in order for it to play on the application, I think there's still like a royalty. There might not be. But again, it plays on Google. So you got to give credit to the application that it's playing to if you're real happy about the attributes or the end, the end effect of that application. With that being said, so we'll look into that. It's worth looking into. I think it's a very noteworthy discussion. But thank you for bringing that up, Cali Rex. All right, with that being said, let's move on. Let's move on to the juicy fruit. Okay. So, we got two here, people. We got the Game Awards, and we got the XO18, man. Let's do the XO18. Let's get that out of the way, because that's older news, okay? XO18 happened this Saturday. It was an Xbox extravaganza. Wah, wah. Yeah. Let's just joking now. It was all right, man. Yeah. That's how, hey, man.
The human soundbite.
Yeah.
What was his name? Razel? Studio. Yeah.
It happened, and there was some announcements there. The Game Pass editions, some games coming to Game Pass, 16 new games. Crackdown 3, the new mode. What was it? What's it called? The Gauntlet or something like that?
Shit. What is Wrecking Zone?
Wrecking Zone was shown with the destructible environments. Everybody's been asking about that. And they made which everybody I think is pretty much in agreement with, was the big news was the studio announcements, not just one but two. The studio announcement with Obsidian and Inxile Games, the creators of Wasteland and Bard's Tale. So let's talk about that. I don't know. TRS, did you get a chance to see the actual XO event? Not the craziness that we was doing with Z, but the actual XO event. Did you get a chance to see that yet?
I actually watched some clips after I heard the illustrious show that took place. I was pretty fascinated. I'm hoping that there's going to be some good games coming out of that. I'm a little. It didn't really entertain me, but I was curious as to what will be coming out. But these shows always give me the same thing. It's just it always gives me introductions to the same thing I was introduced to on the last thing. So I'm just trying to stay as much in touch with it as I can, and hopefully something new will come that grabs my interest. But right now I'm not as impressed as I want to be, as I used to be, like back in the day. I know that was kind of garbage, but I apologize. I'm not impressed, man. I'm not.
No, because Griggity's just gonna stab your ass. That's all. He coming after me, like he was coming after me. Was episode 18? That was episode 18. Griggity was gonna fuck me up, man. No, little bit some of that TRS. Let me get some of that TRS steak now. I'm just
TRS cutlet.
Griggity, you just heard that, man. Don't let him get away with that shit. What you think about XO18, bro?
I think Noah hit the nail right on the head. What he said on Twitter. Mm-hmm. This would have been a great Inside Xbox show, but I really feel that maybe we hyped it and they kind of made us hype it pretty much. Phil announcing, oh yeah, we're gonna have an XO show, and then everybody looked at the previous XO shows and kind of compare what they think they're gonna show. So it was a big laydown for me.
Mm-hmm.
The show wasn't that bad. If it was a regular Inside Xbox show, like I said, it'd have been a damn good show. They had some things to show. The news was pretty good, but it was just bland. It was boring. The cats and panda shit, that shit almost made me vomit.
He's not reading the script.
I understand Minecraft
of all time.
Griggity, you going off script, man.
This is the best of all time.
Yeah.
I understand Minecraft is huge, but come on, man. That shit was like 3-4 minutes. I'm like, what is this foolishness? But yeah, so I thought the show was boring. If it was like maybe an hour 15 minutes, maybe it would have been better. But yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Okay, so here's my thoughts. And
Dirt, what about the Fortnite creator? You don't like that? You create the Fortnite background on Minecraft? You don't want to?
Nah, I'm good on that one, man.
Not reading the script.
Phil gave us a big ass picture of Kool-Aid, Griggity. You supposed to drink that shit.
I'm sorry, man. I had to ball that shit up, man. I'm gonna ball up this script right now. That cast and panda shit wasn't part of the deal, man.
I can hear the torch in the background.
Oh man, sorry, Phil. Anyway, so here's what I have to say about it. All right, I think that the announcements, the main ones, were not bad. Game Pass, it was a big Game Pass commercial. You hear that a lot, and that is true for those that didn't see it.
That's true. Yeah.
It was a big Game Pass commercial. With that being said, it was cool. I mean, the first few moments of it, the first 30 minutes or 20 minutes of it was cool until they got to that Final Fantasy thing, and that's when the wheels just started falling off.
Oh, it's terrible. It
was horrible. The Game Pass announcements were cool. PUBG, coming to Game Pass, was I think a big deal. Crackdown 3, them finally showing that and showing that, hey, not only we're coming out, in February, but we're going to actually come early. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then, me, like I did the podcast. I told the Real Maslin and Post Up, their two fellow Xbox guys. I said, get the hell in the G route. Let's get the fuck out of here, man. We're going to take these studio announcements as a victory and get the hell out of here. So, we ain't going to sit here and talk about nothing else. We're going to get the hell out of here. But no, the presentation was horrible. Yeah. It was horrible. The problem is that, and the thing this is what irks me. I hear a lot that, and big ups to Griggity did a fucking hell of a video. When I watch Griggity's videos, here's what I do. I scan the comments, not because he's a co-host, but when look, man, don't give my homies any hard time when he pump out a good ass video and you want to talk stupid shit. Like somebody was on there talking about, what did you expect them to do? Bake you a cake and slice you some ham or some bullshit he was saying. I had to give it to him.
That sounds good, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You want that Jill Scott treatment? You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. Don't do that to Griggity. Don't do that to Griggity. Oh shit, the real man. He said, "Get your warm garbage juice smoothies."
There it is.
Oh man.
Oh man. But with that being said, man, Masler's a bastard. Anyway, with that being said. Oh my.
Yes.
I was waiting for it.
Yes. Oh man. Damn, y'all done made me lose my train of thought. The presentation.
No, that wasn't us.
Yeah,
you know who that was.
It was Mass bullying my ass. The presentation was horrible, and this is my problem. With a multi-billion-dollar company, I'm not trying to hear what did you guys expect, all other shit. Like, you have enough in the war chest to where there should be gold coins shooting out of the sky. I mean, just having a bunch of motherfuckers south of the border screaming and jumping. And I'm not trying to be funny or be messy. I'm just saying, but just having a bunch of motherfuckers in Mexico jumping up and down, and then you giving out Xbox One X's to somebody, and they're like, oh, what is this? You know, they just walked off the stage and shit like that. Like you gave him a pile of shit. Right. I mean,
you got the motherfucker saying Sea of Thieves. That was the shit that really
and they had them. Sea of Thieves. Like, even if you didn't cater the show to the likes of us on this panel, perception is 9/10 of the law. And Microsoft, what they have to stop doing is they have to stop trying to look past and just barrel through their flaws. That's what's going on. They're looking past and they're barreling through their flaws. And once the flaws completely cripple them, then they want to say, oh, yeah, we recognize this. You know, we realize what we have to do. No, you have no other choice but to recognize it now because you got so much flack for it. Like, can y'all be preemptive in your approach to problems opposed to being reactive? And that's the problem with Microsoft. It's like they got their head down. They're like, we're gonna ignore the noise. We're gonna ignore the noise, and we're gonna barrel ahead. And I get it. The 2.1 billion strategy, or now Phil has clarified it is actually 1 billion or 1 billion on phones. So he cleared that up. But the 1 billion strategy is not going to work unless you handle your business of where the platform that you're at now. And I liken it to this scenario. It's like a chimpanzee. As a chimpanzee, you can't swing from one vine to the next and let go too soon. Like, you guys are letting go too soon. Even though you're losing this generation, still show some umph. If you're going to do a presentation, do it right. It should not be as dismally put together as that was. And if you don't know how to put a show together, or you're not getting the resources to put a show together because you put it in all these studios, then by golly, don't have no more fucking inside Xboxes. Just don't have them anymore. Just do Twitter feeds, you know what I'm saying? A 5-minute YouTube video, just drop one of those and just keep it straight informative. Let Major Nelson do his weirdo shit on his weird ass podcast. You know what I'm saying? That sound like it's a rejected show off of NPR. Let them do that shit there. And just keep it jiggy. Do not kill your momentum. You know, because it seems like they did this at the beginning of this year. They came into 2018 with all this momentum with the PUBG numbers and everything. And Phil gets on stage and talks that kumbaya, we are the world shit at DICE. How you want to feed all the starving children sweet potatoes and shit. You know what I'm saying? And everything went downhill from there. Like, I don't know why this Xbox, this part of Microsoft thinks messaging is so not important. It's important. Understand your flaws. Stop just barreling down and saying, we're not going to listen to the noise. We're not going to listen to no. Sometimes you got to have tough skin and you got to swallow these jagged pills. You're not good at your communication and your presentation right now. I think a large part of it has to do with Major Nelson. You ain't got to let him go. We've dealt with Major Nelson for years. You just never had him out here like this, and this is not for him. Let him do his podcast for the ultra sensitive and going gray at 20 people. Let him do that. Keep him off the goddamn stage, and y'all just drop some announcements. I'm sorry, it's pathetic. It took all that good news, like the Obsidian announcement, the Exile. We should be seeing videos on them popping everywhere on YouTube, but instead we got to deal with the smoke and mirrors of EXO was so presented horribly. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Panel, start with Griggity. What are your thoughts? Am I over the top or what?
No. You're pretty accurate with this. You know, the issue was they made it and they said it's an event.
Yeah.
It's an event. Okay, it's an event? Oh, shit, I'm there. That's why I think a lot of us Xbox guys were like, our expectations, was... Yeah, because he said an event. Yeah, man. So it was a letdown, man. I got to be honest. It was a big letdown. No, but you're actually pretty accurate here, man.
Yeah. TRS, from what you could see, you didn't see the whole thing, but what do you think about Microsoft's presentations?
I stopped early because it was tiring me out. Because the fact that I am a bot. I'm still waiting for them to pull out the big cannons, and I've been waiting for years for the big cannons. I'm praying one day it gets back to how it was when there was a whole like Justice League of kick-ass God games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm just waiting for that.
Yeah.
So I have to apologize to the fans. I'm constantly going through disappointment with the E3s and all the different little shows because it's showing me the same thing. So I'm waiting for that Justice League. I'm waiting for it.
I mean, the fact of the matter is, if anybody was expecting, like when Rand was here, I was just talking shit. You know, this is my damage control. I was just talking shit. I knew Splinter Cell wasn't coming. See, that's me damage controlling. You know, I knew it wasn't coming. I know that was one of my predictions, but I knew it wasn't coming. But here's the thing. Rand made a very great point when he was here the first show. He said, you with the position that you're at, with the perception that you have, the simple fact that you want to have this show is a lot of balls. Like you gotta have something, okay? And at the end of the day, it looks like they really didn't have nothing, okay? But that's okay.
Well, they didn't want to show anything, you know.
Yeah,
Right. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Yep.
And that's fine. But what you do have, you gotta doctor that shit up, okay? It can't just look like mush. You know, it can't look like mush and you just say, eat it, trust me, it tastes good. It gotta look good. And that just didn't look good. And again, you don't have to. The purpose of these shows are to invigorate your core. I don't care what nobody says, because the casuals are not going on they're not going on YouTube and watching this shit. They're not watching this podcast. I'm sorry. The casuals are not doing that. Okay. So, and when people say, well, they can watch clips, then just create clips then. You know what I'm saying? Just create clips and we'll watch them back to back to back. It's okay. We do it with YouTube videos, but it makes you look incompetent. That's the word I'm looking for. You look so fucking incompetent. You're a $500 billion company. Earlier this year, you were quoted to be to be worth more than ABC company, the company, the parent company of Google. And you have this show that is so weak. Like me, TRS, and Griggity could get drunk on some 151 and present a better show. And shit with some sock puppets. This was horrible. Like, do better. Do better. And if you can't do better, then just do clips. That's all I'm saying. It's just.
But how can they not do that? I mean, this is a superpower we're talking about, or at least it was. The last time they had any kind of a display that impressed the shit out of me, I think Bill Gates was still in office.
Yeah. It's Gates and Palmer, man.
I think
Gates and Palmer.
This is a kind of, if I really think about Microsoft in a whole, this is a power that should not even have. Sony shouldn't even be standing ground.
Yeah.
Considering who they are.
Yeah.
Not that I'm against, ponies or anything like that, because I still want a PlayStation. But what I'm saying, is that as powerful as they are, how are they getting this tug of war? You're a power. You should be just yanking them and hanging them and saying, okay, here's our games. It's confusing.
Griggity, what do you think? I mean, because I'm just confused. I don't get it. I mean, what do you think? Why do you think that the show, I mean, you may not agree with me or you may not agree with TRS at the quality of the show, but I think we're all in agreement that the show could have, even with the limited amount that they had to talk, could have been a lot better. Why do you think that their shows, their presentations are not that good, at least for this year?
Well, because this year, you're talking about specifically 2018, right?
Yeah.
I just don't think the content was there. Well, I thought E3 was pretty good, me personally, but maybe they just didn't have enough content that they wanted to show, because maybe Phil still feels that way about not showing games too early out. I mean, maybe that's it. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I know, like Zaire would say, maybe they want to put on a good show, but they don't know how to.
They don't know how. Yep. And they're not listening.
Maybe there's something there. Maybe it's something to it. I think they do know how to put on a good show. They just haven't had the content to lately.
Yeah. I mean,
do they care?
Yeah, I think they care.
Okay.
Okay, so you didn't have much to work with, right? You didn't have much to work with, and I get it, and that's fine.
But how?
Well, they didn't have much to work with because Okay, so let's have a coming to Jesus moment, okay? As I like to say at my job, whenever one of my employees piss me the fuck off, I'll be like, look, we're gonna have, forgive me, Lord. We're gonna have a coming to Jesus moment. Like you gonna meet your maker. All right. So here's the deal. I've did videos on Phil. I've done videos on Mike Ybarra and done videos on Terry Myerson. I think the biggest complication at Xbox/Microsoft right now is Satya Nadella. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't blame Phil so much. I don't think Phil is the biggest problem. It's Satya. Phil is a yes man. So whoever, we loved Phil when he was reporting to, when he was working with, what's this guy, the guy that owns the soccer team right now that used to be part of EA. God damn it, Peter Moore. When he worked for Peter Moore, when whoever he works for, Phil is just a reflection of who he works for. And when he was under Donnie D, he was looking for the shit that Donnie D wanted, and Donnie D was a mixed bag. You know what I'm saying? Donnie D was a mixed bag. I mean, let's be honest. There was nothing great about Donnie D. We bring up Donnie D a lot because we say during his era, you know, really they were a little bit more competitive, and we can give that to them. But Phil is just a reflection of who he reports to. He really isn't his own guy. And now he's a reflection of Satya. And Satya does not understand, does not relate, and I don't think does not care about the culture of gaming. He cares about Microsoft's stock price, and he cares about cloud. That is it. And because that's all he cares about, that's all Phil cares about to a certain extent. But Phil at the same time is trying to keep Microsoft safe. So Phil does not have the luxury to buck the normal convention because he's not given that room. Satya has been known, it's been reported that Satya, as soon as he took over, he went to every single Microsoft entity and said, explain to me why you should exist. Literally, just in those exact words. Explain to me why you should exist. And
Jesus,
depending upon whatever the response was, he corrected people and let them know, well, you're okay, you believe in the cloud, great. Or no, you don't believe in the cloud. So let me explain to you how you better exist. You better exist because of the cloud. And people think Terry Myerson got fired because of Xbox. It had nothing to do with Xbox. It had everything to do with Windows. It was Windows and some chipsets that they were dealing with, Pentium, I think it was. And also on top of that, Satya just doesn't care about Windows like that anymore. He wants to do service-based everything and cloud-based everything. So because you have that complication that now you're reporting directly to somebody that really don't give two shits about the culture of gaming, how do you bust out the scenes with AAA games when your boss wants to see everything in the black? You see what I'm saying? He wants to see everything in the black. So that's why Phil was talking at service-based games and all the other stuff. I don't blame Phil. I blame, now, you know, looking at everything from 5,000 feet, I think it's all Satya. So they don't have anything because Satya will not, I mean, he's allowed them to buy these studios, but he's like, hold on, Chief, before we go too far here, let's start pumping out these games. Let's get these revenue for game, and they probably had to take a hit in their advertisement. But again, I'm sorry, Phil, that you're in that position. I'm very sorry. This is where you got to put on your big boy pants, and you got to play with the cards that you've been dealt with. And you're playing it sloppily. If you don't have the fundage or you don't have the resources to put on a big show, then don't put on a big show. You put on a strategic, short little hits. Like, for instance, okay, and I'm going to shut up. Joe Montana is one of my favorite athletes, if not quarterbacks of all time. When Joe Montana went to the Kansas City Chiefs, his arm was done. He could barely throw 3 yards, a pass.
Right.
And he knew that, but he knew he was good at precise throwing. So did Joe Montana throw a football over 20 yards? Hell no. All his passes were 5, 6, 7 yard hits, and guess what? The motherfuckers went to the playoffs. Joe Montana was a rag doll. There was no way that man should have been on the field. But he used the resources that he had. And Phil, I get it. You're like Joe Montana of the gaming world. You have been seriously crippled. But you got to use them smarts, man. Use those fucking smarts and utilize your resources to the best of your ability. And if you can't do the big show, then just do little mini hits. But whatever you do, it has to be effective and it has to grab mind share.
Extremely good mini hits. Extremely good mini hits.
Or do what Sony did this year. Like Sony said, look, man, we ain't got shit. So we ain't showing you shit. We ain't, no PS Games Week, no PSX. Excuse me, no PSX. We don't have anything.
Yep.
Flat out.
Jesus. Yeah, and I know. Yeah. And then, they don't have anything. They don't have anything. So that you came, you had a big, you got Red Dead Redemption. Like, really, we could have wrote that way. I'm going to be honest with you. Let me go down the panel. I'm going to start with you, TRS, and then we're going to go to Griggity. TRS, if there were no XO18 and it was just a regular Inside Xbox show, do you think, would you be mad?
No, because I'm a natural Xbox fan anyway. So, no. But I hate to get that feeling that something's about to explode, and then I go see it, and they take 3 to 4 hours just to let me know that farts stink. I already knew that.
Griggity, if there was no XO18, let's just say if they didn't even do an Inside Xbox, and they just sent out a couple of tweets, thing is coming to Game Pass effective today, such and such is coming.
Right.
We got Obsidian. We want to congratulate Obsidian, and we want to congratulate Inxile Games and let them drop their videos that they dropped. Do you think that it would have made that much? Would you have been upset?
No, of course not. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Let's talk about this shit on the podcast. No, that's perfect.
Like, I don't get. I mean, you didn't even need the show. And like Randolph said, in order for you to do something like this, it had to show a lot of balls. And I know that people like Randolph or whoever, and we may be unprofessional, but listen to us. Listen, we are part of the demographic that if you get us in lockstep with your vision, we can do wonders for you. But you putting your head down and burrowing through and just say, we're just going to go with the strategy. No, you're fucking up. You're fucking up your own momentum. You're stepping on your own feet. It's just, I'm sorry, man. It's just frustrating. Anything else before we move on?
No, that's it, man.
That's okay. All right. So with that being said, I'm sorry, folks, for that. I just had to get that off my chest. All right, and I'm not doing no video, I don't think, this week, because I got to play some games. I can't keep frauding here. Most don't play no hashtag. Most don't play no games. All right, let's talk about the Game Awards. Now, this shit is crazy to me. The Game Awards, is Geoff Keighley, Jeff Keighley. All right,
we love Geoff.
Jack off Keighley. No, let me stop. Shout
out to Jill Scott, by the way.
Shout out to Jill Scott. Can we take a moment of silence for Jill Scott? I mean, nothing's happened to her, but something might happen to you. All right. So with that being said, Geoff Keighley. Is it Jeff? What is it? What is his name? How do you pronounce this guy?
I'm sorry.
Just Jeff. Is it spelled differently?
Okay.
Like, how black people do shit like that.
Yeah.
I guess white people do it once in a while too.
And Tontanay and shit, yeah.
The next episode of Scram Punks will be discussing black names. Tune in next week.
Yeah, and on Tontanay Jones, and Jones is spelled with a Z at the end and shit.
Right.
So he's trying to be the Dick Van Dyke of the gaming community, the new Ryan Seacrest of gaming, right? He has a show where it's supposed to be the tell-all be-all for the gaming community. And they have a lot of different categories. They have like Game of the Year this year, Best Ongoing Game. I don't know what the fuck that means. The best game. What is going on here? The best ongoing game and all this other crazy shit, right? Best mobile game, but the big whoop to do, which we could talk about. The big whoop to do is Game of the Year. Okay. Now the Game of the Year candidates are Assassin's Creed Odyssey by Ubisoft Quebec, Celeste by Matt Makes Games, it's an indie game, God of War by Sony Santa Monica, Marvel Spider-Man by Insomniac Games, Monster Hunter World by Capcom, And last but not least, Red Dead Redemption 2. So,
State of Decay on there?
No State of Decay.
Some bullshit. It's racism.
No Sea of Thieves. But Sea of Thieves, I think, was nominated for best multiplayer or something like that. Oh. So with that being said, and again,
Overwatch 2,
yeah. Yeah, Overwatch was definitely done. Yep. Let me get the panel starts. Let's start with TRS. With those games that listed. Again, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Celeste, Matt Makes Games, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Monster Hunter World, and Red Dead Redemption 2. What do you think about that list?
It's a small list of games that I actually want in my archives to include Spider-Man, Red Dead, God of War. You know, I mean, and this is one of the reasons why I want to get the PS 5. You know, so that I can probably do I'm looking for the term. What's the term I'm looking for? When
backwards compatible?
Yeah. So I can do that with like maybe a faster processor or something like that. But to make a long story short, it's a small list of games they've got on there that I've actually liked to play. The one like Detroit Become Human, that seemed interesting. They're there. There's possible God games, but I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I'm kind of in the dark about it.
Have you played Assassin's Creed before, TRS?
Yeah. I actually got really far in the first one.
Oh, the first one, that's it. Yeah,
but I heard the other ones were good, were even better.
I thought the first one was the worst one. Now I played all of those games except for the Celeste. Is that a PlayStation game? I don't know. The what is it called? Celeste.
Yes, no, it's you know what? I think it's a
one of the black names for next week.
Celeste. Yeah. I think it's it's a Nintendo game. It's actually,
okay.
Yep.
So that's the only one I haven't played. Now, Odyssey, I bought it day one. I haven't got a chance to really play it yet, but I love Assassin's Creed games. I finished Origins last year, so. But me personally, I have to give it to God of War, man. Because God of War was like, man, that game was just freaking amazing to me. Now, Red Dead is pretty damn good. But God of War, now I give it to God of War. But me personally, I would rather have Detroit in that category than Spider-Man, though. I'm not saying Spider-Man is a bad game.
Hey, Griggity, we can't protect you, man.
I know. I'm not saying Spider-Man was a bad game.
3 states away, bro. We can't protect you, man.
I'm not saying. The following thoughts is just of Dirk Griggity, not of this panel.
Thank you, brother.
They might attack you to Mars. No, seriously, I thought Spider-Man was a good game. Don't get me wrong, but Detroit to me was just that story was so damn good, man. Yeah. So, but for me, God of War, bro. God of War was a shit, man. And this is coming from an Xbox dude.
Yeah. No, God of War was a shit. It was a solid game, and I'm going out there and I'm saying this.
I think it's gonna win.
God of War was, to me, the best PlayStation game ever made. Fuck it, 2 beans in a bucket. I don't give a fuck about Uncharted. Fuck it. I don't like the climbing simulator Uncharted. I think God of War is the best. With that being said, I'm gonna say this too. That's gonna piss a lot of people off. I ain't saying much. It's not saying much.
That's what you do on this show.
That's what I do. That's why it's called Scram Punks.
Yeah.
I'm not a story guy. I'm an old school gamer. I'm about action. I'm about gameplay. Sony games are not about consistently being there. God of War is the first game that I've played from Sony, and I played all the Uncharted.
Disclaimer: the following thoughts is of inventory.
You thought Griggity was going to start some shit. Their games have not consistently done that. And God of War did it. You know what I'm saying? Did the shit, kept me engaged for the most part. And the ending, it wasn't like one of those endings like, oh, okay, it's just done. Like where they rush through it. Like it has meaning. You know what I'm saying? And really, I'm not a story guy, but it got me like really interested in the story now. You know what I'm saying? And that says a lot for your boy MM2K.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I don't know. I mean, I still got to play. I haven't played Red Dead Redemption. Here's my list. I'm gonna give you my list. I think it's fair that all these other games up here. If I only played a little bit of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I have not played Red Dead Redemption yet, and I've only played like maybe 3-4 hours max of Spider-Man. I'm gonna say this though. With my time with all the games that I've played, I think that I would, and I haven't played Monster Hunter World.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I've seen Celeste, and I've played about, I want to say 3 to 4 hours of Spider-Man. I don't know if this Celeste belongs up here because I've seen it. I mean, it's that cute retro indie shit, and I wasn't impressed by what I saw. And y'all might get mad. I don't know if Spider-Man belongs up here either. Again, Spider-Man is a cool game. It's a cool game for what it is. And the fact that it's Spider-Man, it's going to be huge. But again, I'm not about story. And after, like, when I first played the first sequence against the big fat boss, I forgot what the guy's name is. I thought it was cool. But then after a while, it's Batman. They ripped off Batman in the fighting sequences. You know what I'm saying? And it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good. And, you know, it's going to have mass appeal. And as an Xbox guy, that's more than any game we can say, at least for this year. You know what I'm saying? At the very least for this year, we can say that. You know what I'm saying? Except maybe Forza. You know, Forza. But I'm not a race car guy. But I don't know if Spider-Man belongs up here. I'm gonna put a controversial one up here. I like Far Cry better than Spider-Man.
Yeah, that was the game.
Yeah,
Detroit and Far Cry are the two games I would rather have up there besides Spider-Man.
Yeah, no, even Detroit. I get, you know, I'm not into those games. Maybe even Detroit. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Again, it's no hate. I don't know. Yeah, maybe Detroit goes up there. You know, everybody I know that plays Detroit. I've never heard anybody play Detroit and say it was bad. So even Detroit, I don't know if Spider-Man belongs up here. It's a good game. Don't get me wrong. It's a good game. It's a solid game, and the success is warranted because it's Spider-Man. And it's a solid Spider-Man game. You have those two combinations, you got success. So kudos to Insomniac, kudos to Sony. But as a gamer, Far Cry is a better game, and I don't think, and Far Cry should be up there above Celeste and above Spider-Man, in my opinion. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Let me look at the chat.
Man.
Let me look at the chat. The Almighty says, Detroit was trash. I don't care who dissed me. And then Mr. Righteous Fish says, Detroit was only good to black people.
Name Celeste.
And Mr. Righteous Fish says, I haven't finished Red Dead, but God of War's top so far. Take out AC and add Detroit. Oh, see, y'all in y'all Sony bag right now, man. I'm playing this Assassin's Creed Odyssey, bro. Like, no. I think instead of having two, well, you could have had two of both. I think you could have had two. Look, you could have had Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Far Cry, maybe Detroit, God of War, and Red Dead Redemption 2. How many games is up here? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 6. All right. So, and then maybe Monster Hunter World as well. I really haven't played that.
I heard that was good. Yeah, but I heard that was really good, but I haven't played it either.
But those could have been your 6 games: Red Dead Redemption 2, Monster Hunter World, God of War, Detroit, right? And Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Far Cry 5. You know, but again, this is Jack Off Keegley's show, so you know it is what it is. I don't care. But what are you guys' thoughts on that?
No, I agree with you. I agree.
I have no argument. I'm just afraid of the name Jack Off Keegley. But other than that, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, this is a commercial. It's a commercial show. I will say I'm impressed though with the lineup though. I am impressed. I'm not going to sit there and pick it that Spider-Man's on here. I'm just giving you my own personal taste, you know. But it's on. I mean, but I understand why it's on here. Like if you look at these games, like I was shocked that Octodad Traveler wasn't on here, right? Or Octopath. I'm sorry, I said Octodad.
Yeah, you did say Octodad Traveler.
A lot of names like my mom.
Homie Tamiko Dawes says, MM2K, you tripping. Spider-Man deserves to be in Game of the Year.
I told you that the Spider-Man lovers are coming with the torches, man.
They coming with the torches, man. They gonna bite me with the radioactive bullets.
You said Spider-Man better than God of War, Tamiko? You said Spider-Man better than God of War, bro?
Nah, bro. Big ups to Insomniac Games. They're solid. Spider-Man, you know, touches the heart in many ways. But God of War, no. I'm sorry. No. God of War is the best exclusive. Now, again, the panel does not agree with me. There ain't nobody. It's the best PlayStation exclusive game. Period. Yep. It's solid. It has wide reach. I don't know anybody that's played God of War and said it was bad. Nope. Or said it was lackluster. I know plenty of people that played Spider-Man and said, it was meh. Huh? Oh, man. No, someone help me out here.
I haven't heard too many people talk down on that Spider-Man.
I mean, I've heard people, you know, say, yeah, it's all right. But I've heard no one say nothing meh about God of War. I've never seen God of War get rated anything less than an 8.
It was nothing meh about God of War.
Yeah, nothing meh about God of War.
From the graphics to the gameplay to the story, man, that game, man.
Yeah.
We talking about a God game here?
Yeah.
Something worth getting?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be a while. You know, I'm gonna put it like this. No, I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna keep the anticipation. I was gonna give you guys a score. I'll just say this: God of War. In order for me to give a perfect score, like everything has, all of the main factors have to be hitting on every cylinder. But a 9, anything that's like in between a perfect score and a 9 is still hella fantastic. I'm gonna say God of War is there. It's in between a perfect score and a 9. I can't give it a perfect score for some. I'll just say that I can't give it a perfect score for some things. But again, that's not horrible. It's in between a perfect score and a 9. And I can't say that for much PlayStation games because again, I'm not engaged. I get bored with them easily. I died in fucking Uncharted 4 on the second to hardest setting 4 times tops. And most of the times I died on the last fight boss because it was some corny ass QTE thing. Like, no, God of War is the shit. And big ups to Infamous. Big ups to Insomniac, but Spider-Man is a solid game. It's good for the kids and the family, everybody to love each other and eat popcorn. But on a God of War level, no. Tamiko Dawes says God of War should win, but with all the hype, is going to win. Red Dead Redemption is going to win. Red Dead Redemption.
See that, yeah.
Red Dead Redemption is going to win.
Yeah, it probably will.
Here's why, because not saying that God of War is better than Red Dead Redemption, I don't know, but I'm just going to keep it real with y'all. This is commercial shit. Okay, this is American Idol, for crying out loud. You know, yeah, the same show that Jennifer Hudson didn't win and shit. You know what I'm saying? This is like the American Idol of video games. This is all commercial shit. When you look at these games, these are all games that ranked high on Metacritic. I mean, come on. And again, the fact that Octopath Traveler's not on here, but Celeste is, for crying out loud. I mean, come on. You just had a bunch of people that could stomach these type of games that like them, and they said, oh, you know, hey, Celeste is fantastic. I watched Celeste for about a good hour today during my lunch break in preparation for the show. I saw nothing that impressed me. Octopath Traveler, otherwise, and I'm hearing across the board, I don't hear anybody say anything bad about Octopath Traveler. So, again, this was just a Metacritic fest right here for these top games, and you know, the reason why you don't see Far Cry up here is because Far Cry didn't rank as high as Spider-Man on Metacritic. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But what I'm saying is Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to win, because if they lose and Rockstar gets that black eye and they had 3,000 developers and they put all this money into this game and they don't win Game of the Year, they're going to be pissy as hell to jack off Keighley and everybody there, and nobody wants that. So Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to win. Period. Sorry. Rockstar has that power. Any other thoughts on that?
No thoughts from here.
Nah.
All right. With that being said, people, I did want to get out into Fallout.
Wait. Hold on. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
You got it. Von Lamont in the damn chat talking shit.
PlayStation have 21 nominations and Xbox only have 2. Well, damn, did Xbox have 2 games this year? Oh, yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
State of Decay. Yeah.
I know it's a fact, Von Lamont, but so what?
But you know what? It was crazy. Von Lamar, put your goddamn drink down. Von Lamar coming up in here with his drunk ass after I just told you that the goddamn Game Awards is nothing but a dog and pony show for the casual market. That's all it is. I mean, come on, let's be real here. Let's just say we leave Spider-Man up there. Celeste. So you put Celeste up there, but you don't put Octopath Traveler or Far Cry's not up there. You know what I'm saying? But it's of the top selling games this year. And again, I understand that you don't go off of sales alone to consider what's a great game. I get that. But with that being said, all these motherfuckers did is they went to Metacritic and they picked the top Metacritic games. That's all they did. That's all they did.
Well, then why wasn't Forza?
Yeah.
Horizon 4 on that.
Because you know what? It's very rare that a sports game or particularly a racing game is game of the year.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So they're going to probably it better be up there for sports. If it's not up there for sports, then you got some shit. God, Vaughn Lamar said, "You know I have to. I got to come on there with my Bartles and James 3% alcohol." I know, Vaughn. We appreciate you. I'm glad you came through, bro. I was worried, hey man, hey Vaughn. You know, I ain't gonna be messy. You know what? Last stream I did, or not last video I did that you were on. I was worried about you, bro. I didn't know if they was gonna get you too, man. I'm happy to see you. Vaughn Lamar said that's not true. Detroit has a 79 on Metacritic. Yeah, and Detroit ain't up there for Game of the Year. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying all of the categories. I'm just saying Game of the Year. Game of the Year, they just went to all the top Metacritic games. That's what they did. And Detroit. I've never heard anybody say anything bad about Detroit.
It's a good game, man.
If you're for that type of game, you know what I'm saying? I'm not into that type of game, but again, I'm not every single gamer out there.
Right. So
with that being said, last thing I want to say to everybody. Vaughn Lamar says Celeste. Mr. Righteous Fish said Vaughn Lamar says Celeste is better than any game on the Xbox. Oh, come on, man. I gotta stop this shit. Stop this shit. Last but not least, what I want to say about Fallout 76. This is just a public service announcement.
Oh shit.
Good.
Okay, there's a lot of people out there talking about Fallout 76. Looking at user reviews again on quote unquote Metacritic. Okay. We talked a little bit earlier in the show about how Paris Lilly from Gamertag Radio went out to Luxembourg and did a demo of Battlefield 5. And he came back and he was brutally honest. He said, I love the game. I like it. It takes it back to the roots. But however, if you're a casual and you like those casual versions of Battlefield, this is not for you. Fallout falls in the same realm. They may have fancy commercials. They may have, snazzy gameplay snippets that they take out and all the other fun stuff. The box might look all pretty and tasty and edible, but at the end of the day, Fallout is not for everybody. Okay. Right. This is just an online version of Fallout.
I was going to ask you that. Is it at least for Fallout 4 fans?
It's for, if you're a Fallout fan, you're going to like this game. There are people that, I don't want to say that they're Fallout fans. They're not. Because Fallout is 95% journey. You deal with the NPCs like 2 or 3% of the fucking time. 95% of the time, Fallout is about journeying and searching for scraps. That's what Fallout is, okay? Now, you might run across a crazy robot or a crazy scientist here and there, and you got to beat them with a fucking wrench or something like that, or beat them with a can of cream whip or some shit. I don't know, you know. But those interactions only last for like a minute or two. The main interaction in the game is you journeying, going through the wasteland, looking for supplies and weapons and blueprints and shit like that, and fighting enemies. All of that is in this game, and you get to do it cooperatively. So all these people that are making these videos talking about the lore and all this other shit, you guys are just a bunch of fucking weird. You're weirdos.
Fallout lore.
Yeah, you're not Fallout fans. Since Fallout 3 has gone so way left and it's all over the place, that the lore does not really mean anything anymore. It never did.
That's right, man. You tell them, Jack.
Griggity's like, shut up, let's end this shit.
Yeah. You remember my man portraying the places? Remember my man saying, yeah.
So I just want to say to everybody, if you're not a Fallout fan, this is not going to do it for you. This is basically Fallout Online. If you're interested in Fallout, why not give it a try? You know, try like a Fallout 4. See if you try one of the older Fallout games, play it. You know, and after like, I want to say a good 5, 6, 7 hours, if you like it, then you might enjoy this. Well, you'll likely enjoy this. But this is not a casual game. This is for the cult fans of the series, and they will like it. And they won't be into the superficial shit like, you know, there are no NPCs or whatever. All the story and stuff is told through the terminals and shit like that normally is. You just don't have Jacob, the doctor, just standing there with a couple of lines of communication for you. That's it. But any questions on that?
That's my only issue with it. My only issue with it is the so-called lack of the NPCs and a little bit of extra storyline. But other than that, I think I'd be interested in it. I just don't want to be too bored with just constantly traveling, because eventually on 4 or any of the other ones, you end up somewhere that kind of gets you know, spicy.
Cali Rex says, MM2K, the hardcore Fallout fans don't like 76. Cali Rex, that's the problem. That's the echo chamber that we're in. That's the vocal minority. I'm dealing with people all the time, people at work. You getting on that Fallout 76? I was supposed to be on right after this podcast, and my copy didn't come in the mail, unfortunately. So, you know, I got a whole crew, and we're waiting for TRS's punk ass to jump on too. Dirt Griggity too, you know.
Coming.
I got a whole crew waiting for me. So that's the vocal minority. The majority is just playing the goddamn game, and you'll see in the numbers. Trust me, this thing is going to sell like hockey. And this is the ebb and flow. Every time a Bethesda game comes out, they have Bethesda. See, this is what happens, and y'all need to not fall into the beer trap. Bethesda just does what Microsoft won't. They have great marketing. And because they have great marketing, it reaches out and it connects to people that the game is not even for, right? And then y'all hop out the window, y'all go get a Fallout game, and then y'all say, this shit is trash. This is garbage. This is butt poop. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all don't want to play the game. This is poop butter. Y'all did the same thing with Fallout 3. Y'all did the same thing with Fallout New Vegas. Y'all did the same thing for Elder Scrolls Online. Y'all did the same thing for Fallout 4. And now y'all doing the same thing it's the ebb and flow. Every time a Fallout game comes out, y'all say it's dog shit, but y'all love the older one. And it's the same ebb and flow. Fallout New Vegas comes out. Fallout 3 is beautiful. Why can't Fallout New Vegas be like Fallout 3? Then Fallout 4 comes out. Fallout New Vegas was beautiful. Why can't Fallout 4 be like Fallout New Vegas? And so forth and so forth. When Fallout 77 comes out, then Fallout 76 is going to be the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Like, stop it. So, again, I think the problem is that Bethesda's marketing is so good, it captivates you guys that the game is not made for. And so, again, try a Fallout game, try the older one. They damn well have all the same assets and shit. Yeah. They have like all the same assets and visuals. You know, so if you like a Fallout 3 or a 4, then you're going to like 76. If not, then the game is not for you. Let me go back to chat. Okay, so they basically say the same thing. So with that being said, any other thoughts on that before we close out?
None at all from me. I just look forward to giving it a shot.
Okay.
Well, you know, I ain't got shit to say about Fallout.
Wrap it
I
up.
was trying to hear it from him
Shit,
too.
like talking about Fallout, I done fell out. Shit, man, I'm about to fall the fuck asleep. Not talking shit.
Is he dead? Big up Fallout producer. What up, Most? Hey, listen, man. I'm a huge Fallout and Bethesda fan like you. 76 ain't it, brother. Hey, y'all better stop this shit, man. Y'all about to get banned. Y'all see my.
Yeah,
y'all see
man,
my
it sound like you in the minority there, man.
Hey, bro. Hey, yo, they about. Hey, I done changed my name on Twitter to the Bandbot Crusade. Y'all about to get banned now. Von Lamont says, "Get the forest." Hey, Von Lamont, get your drunk ass out of here. Talking about get the forest. That's the game you be beating suitcases with walking canes and shit. Man, get the hell out of here.
that supermarket game with the goat and the XO. Like, what the hell was that shit? The goat in the supermarket.
The goat in the cart. Yeah,
that's stupid shit.
With that being said, y'all, I want to thank everybody for joining. You know what I'm saying? Big ups to everybody in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Philosopher Doom, Mr. Righteous Fish, Cali Rex, Vaughn Lamont talking his crazy drunken shit. Tamiko Dawes caping for that Spider-Man. He sound like Nethos. This might be Nethos' sock account. Who else is out here? The real Maslin, I'm gonna sue your ass. And he's sitting there caping for Sachi. Sachi doesn't give a fuck how you make. Get out of here, Bass. Who else we got out here? Kylie Rack, everybody. All right, and Nethos, of course, Nethos. Hey, I appreciate everybody coming through. Jay got him. Appreciate you, Jay, coming through. Hey, yo, I appreciate everybody coming through. And as like I said before, please check out my new gaming channel, MM2K Gaming. And also, because we want TRS to play, y'all sitting there making fun of Bethesda and talking about Most trying to convince people because he wasted $60. Speaking of that, hey, yo, TRS doesn't need to waste $60 on the two. So if y'all want to help a brother, this is Help a Brother Out Foundation. And my name is MM2K. And if you want to help a brother out, you know, help out your brother TRS.
The children.
You know, mooch the brother a copy of Fallout 7. I got mine coming. But if you want to give a code to TRS, you can hit him up at TRS Scrampunks on Twitter, at TRS Scrampunks, or you can also hit him up on Facebook, I believe. Or you could just give me the code. I'll give it to him, I promise. But with that being said, yeah, please help a brother play some Fallout 76.
The babies.
The babies. With that being said, I want to thank everybody for coming through. We appreciate y'all for another great show. We'll be here in Square next week. I'm sorry we didn't get the calls. We will have the calls active. Like, we was having so much fun, but we will have the calls active next week. And with that being said, everybody have a wonderful, wonderful gaming day. Peace.
Peace.
Love.